Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge 9 Light Double Shade Pendant. This is the Brooklyn pendant, and there's all kinds of Brooklyn fixtures. There's a rectangular one version, kind of like this, that's cable hung as well. There's also a mini pendant, which is really cool, and there's also semi-flushes and sconces, so check them all out. This is the 131105. We have a lot of details to go over, so let's dive in. So the height of the fixture itself is basically 7.4 inches, and that's going to be this, including your canopy, just that. The diameter is coming in at 20.5, and then your overall height, now we're talking the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling. You're going to have two different ranges available. And remember, these are cable hung fixtures. So the standard is going to be 10 to 80 inches. The long is going to be 10 to 130 inches. If you need this to be longer than the long, drop me a quick email and tell me what you're looking at. So you're looking at a 131105 and you need it to be X. And let's say it could be 160 or something like that. I'm going to take your email, I'm going to send it over to Hubbardton Forge's customs department, where it's going to come back to us with an answer. Adds a little time and money, but we do it every day. It's not a big deal. I can generally get this to about 240 inches overall height for the most part as a custom. Done it before. Okay. Let's get into a couple quick things. Let's talk about that canopy up on the ceiling. That's going to be 20.5 inches in diameter, and it's about that thick. It's holding a driver and transformer to transform your voltage from your home, your standard line voltage, down to low voltage, because these are going to be cable hung, don't forget. It's also using a low voltage LED, which we'll get into in a second. Canopy, other details on that is the faceplate that's facing down, that's going to be that round faceplate, is always going to be black, but the part that goes around that touches your ceiling on the sides, that's going to be part of the choose your finish. When you pull that menu down, it says choose your finish. And also, why don't we keep going with that, this part of it, when you're looking at the fixture bottom down below, you know you have two shades. You have the accent shade, and then you have the fixture and its shade. So that same pull down menu, it says choose your finish, is also going to be this part of it too, and the little part above it here just before you get to your cable. Okay, so that's going to be that. The one where it says choose your accent, that's this part down below, and this thing moves around. You can move this and rotate this around. So on this piece I actually have modern brass, and then my other fixture finish is going to be dark smoke, and that's just this one, but you have a lot to play with there, so take advantage of that. And also our finishes help guide has a lot of information there too. Okay, now let's move on from there, and let's talk about more on that canopy for a second, because I want to get into the gripper part of this. Those cables going up into that canopy are going to go into what are called grippers, and that's the little silver pieces you see. And they do just what I just said, they grip. So you're going to be able to adjust this by feeding this cable up into the gripper, and then let's say you want to bring them down again because you want to get these a certain way. Before you cut any wires, you're not going to cut wires until you get everything the way you want it. You're going to take your thumbnail and you're going to push that gripper in, and it's going to release that cable so you can actually bring it down. You can't do it all the time. It's really just to be done during your installation, but that's how you do that. A little detail there. So I want to also talk about bulbs, and that's going to be really important. But before we go there, let's kind of take this apart, and I can kind of show you how it goes together. And to show you more about this, let's look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on this side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It is going to show you a lot of information about that canopy. And the cool thing about the canopy is it's going to and that installations instruction, it's going to show you detailed drawings of the inside, the part you can't see in these photographs, showing you how it goes on your junction box, standard J box, and also how other places where you're going to be attaching it to your ceiling. Take advantage of the drawings on there so you can see the inside of all that. So moving back down to the fixture itself, just so you know, this size of this bottom fixture is about 6.5 inches high and about 6 inches in diameter. The Opal glass ball on the bottom is about 4 inches, just so you know. And I'll get more into Opal glass in a little bit. So how you put this together, let's just kind of take it apart. So you have these incredible milled, this is aircraft quality stuff that Hubbardton forges. They go well beyond what they ever need to for parts like this. They kind of do the overkill. So that's going to be the accent, right? That's the lower shade. And then the upper shade is going to be we're going to call it the fixture shade for here anyway. So, and then that's your socket there. So we'll get into the socket in a second. So you have this, you have that, you have another one of these really cool retaining rings. That's going to just screw down over it. So simple. And I'm going to put this one on here. Take another one of the retaining rings, do the same thing. And then put your bulb in, and then you're going to take your really cool piece of glass that has its own embedded retaining ring on the bottom, or top. And you're going to put that on too, and it just screws on as well. And then voila, all done and ready to go. And you'll notice that you can move these around, so you can kind of get them the way you want them to be. You get to play designer and all this. So let's talk about that socket. That's going to be really important because a lot of you guys aren't used to G4 LEDs. Probably not many opportunities in your life for you to use them. It's going to be a socket like this, and it has two little holes in it. And you'll notice the bulbs have two little prongs that just kind of push right in. It's a dimmable fixture, so you're going to want to order dimmable bulbs for the most part. And the best way to find those bulbs is to go on Amazon. So when you get on Amazon, in that search bar at the top, you're going to put in G4 LED bulb, and up is going to pop a big page to look at. I recommend using a big computer screen to do this because there's lots of things to look at instead of just looking at a little phone. You're going to notice they're going to be offered in lots of different variations. So they're going to be offered in like 1.5 watt, 2 watt, 3 watt, up to a 4 watt. A 4 watt G4 LED is the equivalent of a 40 watt halogen. A 1.5 watt G4 LED is the equivalent of a 20 watt halogen. So remember, you've got 9 of these lights, and it all adds up. So you can decide, what you guys need for your lighting needs, and it may dictate of what bulb's available of the one you jump into. The other thing is going to be the dimmable versus non-dimmable. I recommend getting a dimmable bulb for this. Telling your installer you're using a dimmable LED so they buy the right dimmer for the wall. That's going to be important. And then the other thing is the color of light. I talk about this in every single video about LEDs. So when you're buying these, you're going to notice they're going to be offered in different colors, and they're going to call it on the Kelvin scale. So 2700 Kelvin, that's super yellow light. 4000, 5000 Kelvin, that's a very cold blue light. It's called daylight, but it's not. Well, it is daylight. However, it's not a warm light that people think of when they think of daylight. It's a cold hospital waiting room light. That's going to be that 4000, 5000, 6000 Kelvin. In the middle of all of that is going to be warm white, and the bulbs above me, the light coming down from these bulbs, this is 3000 Kelvin warm white, and this is the one I would probably recommend you guys doing. But it all depends on what you have available, on that page. So this is a nice warm white. It makes everything look great. It warms the glass up quite a bit, so it's not a problem there, obviously. And that would be my choice. So I would probably, if I were you, if it is available, I would go for the 4 watt dimmable 3000 Kelvin, and you're good to go. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's Opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. They're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video, so it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same. and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.